Good morning, everybody. It's Denise at Lazy K Mountain Homestead. Well, this morning, as promised, I'm going to make the lemon zucchini bread. Now, I made that last week for that bake sale I was telling y'all about, and man, it went over so well. So I thought I'd go ahead and do the video for it. It's super easy. I am going to use a zucchini bread recipe from the Amish cookbook, but I'm kind of changing it a little bit. I'm not using cinnamon or anything. I'm using the lemon juice from one lemon, and I'm using the zest from one lemon, and I suggest a large lemon. You see, that's a pretty big lemon. This also has a little bit of a glaze on it too, a butter glaze that is from the Amish cookbook. So this is the Farmhouse Cookbook Amish that Willis had got me quite a few years ago. But anyway, I'm going to put pecans in it. I didn't put pecans in when I used it for the bake sale because, people have nut allergies, and I didn't want anything bad like that to happen because I have family members that have tree nut allergies, and it's not a good thing. So, but I'm going to use pecans in it because Willis and I love pecans. So this is really good. It's really pretty. It's really light, and I think you'll enjoy this recipe. Okay, so let's get started. I have got 2.5 cups of all-purpose flour. Now, if you guys want to use self-rising, you can. And of course, if you do that, you're not going to put the salt, the baking powder, or soda in with your flour. You're just going to put 2.5 cups of self-rising because the self-rising has all of that already in it. But I am going to go ahead and use my all-purpose flour and my soda and my baking powder. So let's go ahead and get that in here. I like to put this in on top of, if I remember, my flour. So that way we don't forget. Okay. So what we're going to need is 1 teaspoon of salt. And this is a 1/2 teaspoon, so I'll put 2 of these. And then we are going to need 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder. So that would be a 1/2 of one of these. And then how much baking soda? 2 teaspoons of baking soda. You want to make sure that they are level. Put them right in here on top of my flour. So when I sift it, it's all well incorporated and you don't have any surprise chunks in your zucchini bread or cookies or whatever you're making with soda. And this also aerates your flour and makes it nice and fluffy. If you don't have a sifter, you can just use a fine mesh colander and just kind of do like I'm doing here, and it'll go right through and aerate it too. Super easy. I got this one. It's not fancy, just silver looking at Walmart for under $5 a couple years ago. You can get the really nice ones with the flowers and all that kind of stuff on there, but they're a little bit more expensive. Okay, so I've got my flour. So now what I'm going to do is juice my lemon. I've just got a bowl here and my juicer. And Willis always teases me about my little cutting board. But you know what? When I just have to use it for a lemon or something, it comes in handy. I don't have to have a big old cutting board. All right, so let's go ahead and do this. We want 1 juice of the lemon. And I use whatever comes out of this lemon. Usually it's about a 1/2 cup for a big lemon like this. That worked really well, didn't it? Okay. And you can just get these little juicers like this anywhere. Dollar Tree, Dollar General, Walmart. They're very cheap. And they work really well. Okay, I think that one's done too. Perfect. Okay, and then you've got your seeds and some of your pulp here, and you want to discard that. You don't want to use it. Okay, so I'm just going to set that aside over here in the sink. and you've got your beautiful lemon juice. I'd say that's about a half a cup. I'll measure it before I use it. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and zest these two with my box grater. Now, in this bowl right here, I'm going to go ahead and just zest these. If you have a zester, that's great. I actually had bought one, but I misplaced it somewhere. And I'm just going to use this large grating side here. This is Willis's mom's box grater. We inherited it. So he said it was from the 40s. I think it was her mother's. So we're really blessed to have it. We have sentimental value for things. It's kind of nice. Thing that she uses too. Boy, was she a cook. She could make the bread and the rolls. Okay, so that's probably 2 tablespoons of zest right there. I'm going to pop them there. And then I'll probably chop this up a little bit because when you zest it with a box grater like that, it is a little bit big. So when I come to that portion of the video, I'll go ahead and do that. Okay, so what else we're going to need, let me move everything over, is 2 cups of shredded zucchini. I already have that ready. This is what I froze earlier in my videos that I was using zucchini from the garden. That's 2 cups. That's why I measure it out in 2 cups. So when I go to use it, it's already portioned out for me. Okay. So we've got our flour in here. We're going to go ahead and put our sugar in here, and we need 1.5 cups of sugar. So I'm going to go ahead and put that right in there. Okay. And now I'm going to mix that around with my flour. Okay. And to this I'm going to add 3 eggs and 1 cup of vegetable oil, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, I am going to put most of this juice in here except 1 tablespoon, which I'm going to save out for the glaze. So I'm going to set that aside. I'll give it a little bit of a nice lemony, natural lemony flavor. Now, I haven't used the kind of lemon juice that you can get in the little lemon or whatever at the store. They've been out forever. I don't really like the flavor. I was thinking my knife was in here, so I'm going to go ahead and just chop this. But if that's all you have, I'm sure you can use that for the lemon flavor. It's a very light lemony flavor. If you've got lemon extract, you could also put that in there too. But by chopping up the zest, you're kind of releasing the oil of the lemon itself, and that will also give you a nice flavor in your bread. This makes 2 small loaves. And what I mean small loaves is, these pans that you can buy, they're tin. I use these for the bake sale, and they were so beautiful. I really got raves over that. I was so happy. Willa said, I want to have some lemon zucchini bread. Okay, I've got a little bit of the zest left over here, which again, I'm going to use for my glaze. Okay, let's go ahead and get that mixed up pretty good. Now I'm going to go ahead and add the zucchini. Beautiful zucchini from the garden. We had such a good zucchini year. I'm sad that it's over already. Now I'm using the Danish whisk dough whisk because it does really good with things like this. Okay, and now I'm going to add some pecans. And I'm going to go ahead and just kind of look and see if I got everything in here. Yep. I'm going to use this whole bag. They're already pre-chopped. They actually are called chips. So I would say that's about a half a cup easy. That looks good, doesn't it? I've got my oven preheating at 350. And we're going to bake this for about 40 minutes, I think. 325, my mistake. And we're going to bake it for an hour, 45 minutes to an hour. Okay, I've already got these prepared. I've greased them. You can butter them, you can flour them, whatever you guys want to do. I use the spray oil. Okay, and I'm just going to pop this in. Oh, this is so pretty. Let me move that sugar container so you guys can see how pretty this is, even before it's baked. You're probably thinking, Denise, you're crazy. Well, you probably am. Okay, so we're just going to evenly distribute this batter. Into both of these. Willis is home today, so I will be able to have him be our taste tester after these are cooled, and I've got the glaze on there. The glaze is real easy. Like I said, it's from the Amish cookbook, and it's butter, powdered sugar, and the lemon. You could also put orange in here if you wanted. I've never tried lime bread, but you probably could. Zucchini is a really cool vegetable because it picks up any flavor that you match it with, whether it's savory or sweet. Okay, these filled, you might think, oh, they're too full. Well, they're actually not, because when I baked these, they did perfect. Okay. Oh, it tastes so good. Just a hint of lemon. Let me grab a paper towel so I can wipe the edges off. Now, when I use these tins like this, they're a little flimsy, so I put them on a cookie sheet because that way they don't kind of bend. Okay. 325 Fahrenheit. Okay, that's it. That's all there is to it. That was pretty easy to put that together. And of course, the recipe will be in the description box. We'll be back in about an hour when these are done. So I will see you soon. Hey guys, I wanted to make this little short video while the lemon zucchini bread is baking on how to make homemade deodorant. Now, I've been making this recipe for about 20 years, and I've used it all that time. I think one time I had to run and get regular deodorant when we went camping because I forgot mine. But that I have used it, and I have not had any problems with odor or sweating. So, and I am telling you the God's honest truth there. I just love this recipe. It is very simple. All the ingredients are found in your cupboard or at the grocery store or at Dollar General or at Dollar Tree. Wherever you shop, you can get these. Nothing fancy. I do, however, use, if you want a fragrance, I use essential oil. And today I'm going to use peach essential oil. I just got this because I'm going to be making some soap soon in another video. And I'm going to use peach because I'm just obsessed with that scent right now. Okay, now what you're going to need is cornstarch, coconut oil, and baking soda. None of this has aluminum in it. I have researched it and none of it does. When you buy deodorant over the counter, active ingredient is aluminum something that I cannot pronounce. It's like that long. sequinochloride. I don't know what that is. So, and it says purpose antiperspirant. Well, I'm going to make this natural deodorant. That's perfect. Now, I will tell you right off the bat, if you have been using aluminum-based deodorants for years and years and years, like I had, you're going to find that your underarms will darken just a little bit, and it may take a month or two for them to come back to your natural skin color. It's not going to be black, but it'll just darken a little bit, because that's actually the coconut, because coconut oil is a drawing agent, DRAWING, drying agent or pulling agent, and it pulls the aluminum out of our bodies. So that's a good thing. Okay, simple recipe. I use a bowl and a spoon. That's it. So what I like to use is 2 tablespoons. Now this is roughly 2 tablespoons of coconut oil, 3 tablespoons of cornstarch, and it doesn't have to be any fancy brand, it's just cornstarch. This is a Great Value brand. And 2 tablespoons of baking soda. The baking soda part is one of the antiperspirant and deodorant factors in this. This also keeps you dry. Cornstarch. Cornstarch is a big thing in baby powder. And you can actually use cornstarch just on your body. If you're sweating and you need to cool down, cornstarch is what they've used for years and years. Okay, so what we're going to do is just mix this up. I will tell you that this coconut oil that I use, and I use it in my soaps, has a melting point of 76 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, if you have a warm house, it will melt after it gets over 76 degrees. I've had that happen. There is a coconut oil out there you can buy, and I believe it's 92 degrees Fahrenheit melting point. You can use that too. I haven't been able to get my hands on it. But you can see this is becoming a paste. Exact consistency of deodorant. Okay, now at this point, I'm going to go ahead and just put a drop or 2 of the peach essential oil. You can use lavender, you can use mint, you can use whatever you want. You can use fragrance oils too, if that's what you want. I try to use essential oils. Okay, and that just kind of loosened it up a little bit. Okay, so what I do for my own personal self is I put it in a container. Now this is metal, it doesn't react to that. It's got a little lid. I got those at Hobby Lobby. You can also use plastic. This would be a double batch because you see how much bigger that is. Or you can actually save a mini one of these applicators that you have your old deodorant in, and you want to make sure that that piece that rolls up is there. Now all you do is just load it in here, and you're going to need to keep it in your fridge. That's the only downside to this. If you keep one of these on your dresser, or in the bathroom where you would have your deodorant, you don't have to keep it in the fridge. And it's never going to be liquid. Let me just tell you that. It's going to be soft. But if you use an applicator, you're going to want to keep it in the fridge because, we like it to be soft. I don't mind touching this with my skin or my fingers. It doesn't bother me at all. So I'm going to go ahead and just put this in here. Well, actually, I think I'll put it in this one just to show you that it does work. I'm going to take it down. It's not a whole lot that's in that. This is actually the one that I got at when I went camping. So you're just going to kind of load it in there like that. Doesn't take much because it's a small one. And I'm going to try my best to kind of round that off a little. just with my finger. So it'll be just like you got it from the store. And I think our house is at 73 right now. Okay, there you go. You can take it down. Okay, there you go. I'm going to put the lid right on there. I'm going to pop that in the fridge, and I will show you this as soon as it gets hard. But in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and put the rest of it in here. This recipe lasts about 30 days. It's very economical, and believe me, it works. Oh, and it smells so good too. All you do is you just take a little bit, about that much, and put it under each armpit. Works great. And I am out in the sun all the time. For me, it lasts 24 hours. And I just kind of pop it down. There you go. That's how much is in there. And I will put this on my dresser. So I'll be back and when the zucchini bread is ready, but I thought I would show you this. Maybe you give it a try. It's really good. Okay guys, well, I've got my zucchini bread out of the oven. Look how pretty that is. Oh, it's beautiful. Oh, and it smells so lemony. Well, this is still a little bit warm, but the recipe in the Amish cookbook says go ahead and make your glaze and put it on here. The glaze is made from butter, powdered sugar, and lemon, and a little zest. So over here, I've got my, let's see, I think it's a third of a cup of room temperature butter. I'm smashing it down to get it a little bit easier to handle. I've got a half a cup of powdered sugar. I'm going to go ahead and put all of that butter in there. Now, I have made this before. You don't have to melt your butter. Actually, you don't want to because it'll make more of a glaze like that you would have to pour over that. So it takes a little bit, but you just take your fork and you mash all of that butter into the powdered sugar. And it's going to be kind of a paste that you put on the top of these while they're still warm with a knife. Hope you guys will try this recipe. It's really easy, it's really tasty, and like I said, if you're not a lemon lover, you can use orange or any other fruit that you think you might like. Lime. I made apple zucchini bread. It's really good. All of that is good. I've used orange extract before in my zucchini breads. It picks up any kind of flavor. Okay, that's pretty good. I'm getting it all incorporated in there, and yeah, it is making a little bit of a mess, but you just kind of want to mash it in there, picking up all that powdered sugar and getting it incorporated with that butter. And then to this, I'm going to add that 1 tablespoon of lemon juice that I set aside and the zest. I just want to get as much of that powdered sugar together as I can. Okay, to where I can actually mix it. So that just took a couple minutes, I guess. There we go. And you can see it's kind of a paste. Now when we add the liquid, it's going to be a little bit more easy to handle. And I just went ahead and put my zest in there with it. There we go. I wanted to incorporate the butter and the sugar before I put the liquid in there because it does make a difference in how the texture is with this glaze. I tried it before and the butter didn't do really well. It kind of separated for some reason. Okay, well there we have our paste. Really good. And it tastes good too. You can try it. Super lemony. Super tart. Here's my knife. And we just pretty much butter the tops. And for some reason, even though these are still warm, they've been out about 20 minutes. It doesn't melt a whole lot for some reason. I don't know why. This is pure butter from the Mennonite store. Don't want to waste any of that. There you go. Aren't they pretty? That's the wash. Okay. There we go. You're probably thinking, Denise, you need a new washer. I know. I'm just kind of letting it go as long as I can. Or I actually have to bite the bullet and get a new one. There it is, guys. Isn't that pretty? Beautiful. Love it. Melts a little bit, but not a whole lot. So I'm going to go ahead and let these cool the rest of the way and see if we can get Willis in here for a taste test. And if you're wondering, my little zapper thing that I have, I dropped it, and I just dropped it again. It broke apart, so I have to come over here and turn the camera off. Okay, guys, I wrangled Willis so he can do a taste test, but look how pretty that zucchini bread is. It's beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah.
You want to go ahead and try one? Oh, okay. Oh, I got him on these really pretty plates, so I'm just going to go ahead and bring one over here. You want an end or in the middle?
Yeah.
Okay. Show it. Show what it
Oh,
looks
it looks good. Real moist.
like. It is. And it already has butter on the top with that. Can you taste the lemon?
Yeah.
Good.
It's really good.
Let me try a little piece.
Really good.
It's still a little bit warm too, so it's kind of falling apart a little bit, but wow. Oh, wow.
Not losing no weight eating it.
I actually didn't taste it when I sent it to the bake sale.
No, that's really good.
No wonder everybody at church said, oh, wow, that was good. But anyway, this is that. Before we go, I want to show you. There is the deodorant I made. Put it in the fridge. See how solid that is? It smells good too. And it just goes up and down right here. See? Just like regular deodorant if you put it in an applicator. But like I said, you have to keep that in the fridge if your house is higher than 76 degrees. But thanks for watching. Hope you'll like, share, and subscribe. We really appreciate it. We'll see you soon. Lazy King Mountain Homestead. Bye.